everyone to today's video. I am Melissa and this is my YouTube channel, Earth Connections. And I'd like to start by welcoming you to this series. This is going to be, I think, the third video of this series. And in this series, I like to break down yoga postures for people to give different modifications for different body types, as well as giving you levels to work through to progress your practice at home. So today we're going to be doing Uttan Prasthasana, and that's a lizard pose in English, and it's a hip opener. We sit in chairs a lot in our society, and we tend to get really tight into these areas. So these postures can be really intense. So I definitely recommend doing a practice beforehand, doing a lot of opening up into the hips before moving into this posture. So make sure that your body's nice and warm, and then we can go ahead and move into this posture. So we're going to get right into it. Now, the way I like to get into this posture is coming into down dog first. Now remember, I'm going to be mirroring you, so just keep that in mind when I'm chatting. So we're going to be coming into down dog. And from down dog, we're going to inhale, this right leg lifts all the way to the sky, and then we're going to tuck it into our chest, and then take a big step forward. Now, if you have to take a couple steps to get there, that's okay. The right knee stacks over the right ankle, and then we're going to bring our hands on the inside of this right leg. Now you can drop this knee down and take whatever comforts you need. So if you need to roll up your mat to soften the pressure on the knee, you can, or using like a soft squishy block or even a sweater is fine. You can keep the back toes curled under or uncurl them. And we're going to come into level 1. So level 1 is using blocks. For some people, like I said, this can be very intense. So even coming up onto blocks, this is a very intense pose. We're leaning forward into this lunge. So we're stretching the inside of this right leg here, or left leg, sorry, and you're opening up into this right hip flexor. So we're really coming low and really allowing every breath, inhaling, exhaling, softening a little bit farther into this lunge. So you're welcome to stay up on blocks, but if you'd like to come to level 2 and you feel comfortable, you can come down onto your hands. So this will be the next level here. You can stay here, or you can begin to move down into your forearms. So when we come down into our forearms, for some people, keeping this foot straight feels okay. But for some of us, it actually ends up being a bone on bone, and we feel this kind of pinching sensation into our hip here. So if that's the case for you, what you're going to do is you're going to lift your foot up and you're going to turn your foot on 45-degree angle, and then you're going to place it back down. And then what you're going to allow yourself to do is roll on the outside of this right foot. And that should move that bone out of the way so that you can come even lower. Taking breaths here, relaxing into the posture, allowing not only this hip to open up, but this one to soften as well. Now using Ujjayi breath to really anchor in, softening with every exhale a little bit deeper, and moving with whatever comes to the surface. For some of us, a lot of emotion comes to the surface, so just noticing what comes to the surface, observing those emotions, and just allowing them to kind of flow in and out of you. So you kind of just find that movement and softening within that posture. So when you're ready, you can come back up, and then if your foot's out on an angle, you're going to bring your foot back in, and then you're going to place your hand and you're going to frame this foot. You're going to curl the back toes under, you're going to lift that back leg up. Now just take a moment. Sometimes it's a tightness in our hips, need a little bit of time for adjustments here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to step this right leg back into down dog. Now what I like to do if I have really tight hips is begin to rock the legs from side to side, flushing any tension out, releasing, so that the movement can begin to become more fluid. So we're going to do this on the other side. We're going to inhale, left leg lifts to the sky, and then we're going to tuck it into our chest and then step it between our hands at the front of the mat. Left knee stacks over left ankle, and then we're going to come down on that right knee. keeping those back toes curled under or flat. And then you're gonna bring your hands on the inside of this left foot. Now remember, you have options here. You can come up onto your blocks and work at softening and really lengthening. So really nice long heart center, growing nice and tall through the crown of the head, and just coming a little bit lower at each exhale. Or if you'd like, you can come off your blocks and you can begin to move down into your hands or into your forearms. Now, once again, if you have that pinching feeling, you're going to lift your foot up, turn it on a 45-degree angle, and place it back down. And then you're going to roll this foot out on a 45-degree angle. That should move that bone out of the way so it becomes more easier to come down into this posture. So we breathe here. Take some deep breaths. This is where that really releasing happens, and that concentration and that letting go. So we really want to take time to just soften into this posture. And then when you're ready, making your way up, if it's curled on the side, you're going to bring it back into the center, framing the front foot, curl that back toe under, lift up, pause for a moment, and then you can step back in down dog and begin to rock your legs from side to side, releasing any tension that you have in your hips. And then coming down into seated when you're ready. So that's Uttan Prasthasana, lizard pose. And that is a great pose to find a lot of movement in. So be patient with yourself. Make sure to find love and compassion for where you're at on your journey, because those poses, they might look fairly simple, but when we start to really soften into these places that don't get a lot of that time to open up into, it can be a very uncomfortable process. So just sit with the discomfort, soften into the discomfort, make sure it's not pain, so you're always listening to your body. If it's any pain, you definitely need to back off. But if it's just that discomfort feeling, just try to breathe through that and just noticing whatever comes up and just allowing that to come up. And like I said in all my videos, just wrapping that with love and compassion for where you're at today. So as we can move into these deeper hip openers and we can get lower and lower down, we can begin to move into more arm balances, which I will be doing a video on in the coming weeks. But we can also move into other postures like compass pose, because we can begin to bring that shoulder underneath that leg, and then we can begin to lift up and extend out. And we'll do tutorials on those poses as well. But that's kind of where these building blocks, we start to see that these poses start to build us to these more advanced poses that we can work towards. So that's really cool. So you have levels within the posture, but then you have levels within the postures. So you have these postures that build us up to other postures. So yeah, so have fun with your lizard pose. Take time, make sure that you take your breath and really calm your breath down, anchor through it and softening, and be always compassionate and loving to where you're at today. So I hope that tutorial helps to clarify, maybe give you some more options that might work for your body. If there's any questions, comments, definitely leave them down below. Like, subscribe, share, and if you have any requests, let me know if there's any poses that you would like me to do tutorials on. And definitely check out some of my other videos I have coming on lifestyle, plant-based diet, raw food challenge, all sorts of new stuff coming your way. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So for today, I'm going to end this by saying the light, the love, and the beauty within me honors and sees the light, the love, and the beauty within you. And in this way, we are all one. Namaste.